you are in the testosterone field of rage and have to do as much exercise as you can, you simply must do 50,000 pull-ups. Otherwise, your muscles will not develop ever bigger and approach the impending singularity upon which you collapse into a black hole of manliness.
How's it, Squawking Crows? It's the Totally Straight Guys coming back at you with another podcast episode. Contrary to last time's gaming video, which went down very well, we doubled our subscriber count. Our sponsors are very happy with us.
Well, most of them.
Yeah, well, at least Jeff was.
Yeah. Though he's not really taking the news of the divorce well, because he's going to be losing a lot of money in it. You know who else is losing a lot of money? Not in a divorce?
Who?
Elon Musk.
Oh my god. What did he do this time?
Well, you remember Dogecoin?
Oh, you know I remember Dogecoin.
Fun fact, I almost got into Dogecoin when I was like 14.
I actually purchased several thousand Dogecoin about a week ago.
God damn.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's related to the news.
No, I can't imagine it would be. Keep going.
Unironically though, like, that one isn't even a joke. Like, when I was 14, I wanted to buy Dogecoin, my parents stopped me and I'd have had, like, made, like, what, £10,000 off it if they hadn't.
Oh, dude.
I know, right?
That's rough. Wait, how low was Dogecoin then?
Oh, Dogecoin was a complete fucking joke. Let me search
it still is. Like, it's worth less than $1, I'm pretty sure.
It's currently worth 0.77 GBP. No, 0.077, my bad. Now, the highest it's ever been was 0.46, which was on the 7th of May 2021, which is when Elon first got into it, right?
Right.
Now, we're talking about when I was 14, which was like...
Several years ago, we'll not dox you.
Yeah, well, the point is, it was probably worth somewhere in the region of 0.0016.
Right. Yeah, so you could have literally bought 1,000 and...
Oh, yes, no.
Just increased your money by tenfold.
Like, I would have made so much money off that, because I wasn't going to sell it, and then I would see a lot of money and sell it.
Yep. Damn.
I just think that's a funny story, though. Anyway, the thing we're talking about today is Elon Musk has fucking scammed people and just getting sued for it.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah.
So, Crows, you know how it's illegal to do market manipulation, right? Like, basically going to and telling all of your millions of fans that they should invest in this one thing. And then, because you've invested in it and you've bought the stock at a low price... And then when everyone else invests and buys in it, the price of it goes up. And then you can sell all of your millions of shares for sometimes up to 10 times the price.
That sounds very illegal.
A lot of money, and it is very illegal. And it's exactly what Elon's has done.
Yes, it's the whole reason Dogecoin is, like, comparatively worth anything now, really, is because Elon just spiked it a while back. I don't know, I'm talking about the old days of Dogecoin real quick. Originally it was like it was literally a meme. Like, people would give each other it for absolute free because it was worth nothing, and the joke was basically, it's never actually going to be worth anything.
And it's still not, like, compared to big cryptocurrencies, but, like, if you bought a shit ton of it back in the day,
yeah,
you are seeing a lot of money right now.
The community's basically like Elon fans who think it's actually going to be worth something now, when before that it was like people who knew it was worthless.
Yeah, and like Elon's trying his hardest to make it worth something, and he has succeeded, except it's sort of all gone downhill for him because now he's being sued for $283 billion.
You know what? Good for him.
Yeah, I can't imagine that's going to go down well. I'm not sure who... From the one article I read, I think it was just the community.
It says here investors. Whoever they are.
It'll be big
can I just say,
shareholders. And
can I just say...
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want this. Dogecoin price went up about 36,000% over 2 years, right?
Oh my god.
Now, I was going to invest like 50, 100 quid in this, right? Do you understand how much money I could have had?
Dude, if you had invested $1, you would have had 30... How much did you say it went up?
36,000%.
36,000. So you would have had $36,000 if you had invested $1.
No, I'd have 3,600.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's percent, not
Oh, yeah.
times.
Okay,
But-
so let's say you invested $10.
Yes. I could have been fucking rich,
You could have
Mickey.
been so rich. You wouldn't have been needing to scam Jeff Bezos out of half his money.
Alas. My parents could have saved the world's richest man from financial ruin, and yet
Yeah.
they did not.
How inconsiderate of them.
Too true.
I wish I knew cryptocurrency existed back in the day. Because
Me too.
I would have definitely invested in it. My parents did not know what I was doing online.
The issue is that like they need like ID to prove you're above 18 to use their websites.
Oh, okay. So I actually wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's why I was stopped. I was asking for my passport.
You weren't above 18 though.
No.
Why
Well,
were you?
okay, well I was asking for their passport so they could buy it.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. I see how
Because
that's more
that's the thing.
suspicious. Yeah.
It's not legal to own. It's not illegal to own crypto when you're underage, right? It's just for legal reasons. It's very different for the sites to let you buy and sell it.
Yeah.
But you're perfectly allowed to own it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has been quite a news-filled 2-3 weeks. YouTube did a thing, something that isn't controversial for the first time in what seems like years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's quite an achievement for them.
I know. So back in November, they told us no swearing or we won't show your video to anyone and we won't give you any money. So we started to censor swearing and a bunch of videos got demonetized on basically half the platform. And then mid-March, they backpedaled on it. They said, nope, we're not doing this anymore.
You know,
And
I'm pretty glad about that.
I am so glad about that. Crows, you may have picked up on this on the gaming episode, but none of the swearing and bad words were censored.
Oh my god. Think of the children, though.
We don't have any children on this channel. If we have children on this channel, I will be severely disappointed.
I hope I don't have any children. On this channel or otherwise.
Okay. Well, okay. I mean, let's see. How many children are there?
Okay, in the world or like...
Yeah.
If you're about to tell me that statistically I have a child.
No. Let's see.
Total children in... Do you think this counts like the...
Okay, so there are about...
2 billion.
There's about 1.6. Oh no, this was 2020. So yeah, probably about that. Probably about
this age
1.
0 to 14 years old in 2023. 2 billion.
Yeah, okay. So 2 billion. That means that by excluding children, though, we have, that's decreasing our audience. So
Wait, give me a second.
if there's any newborns out there listening to this, we appreciate you.
1 in 4 people in the world is under age 14.
What?
I know.
How is a quarter of the... Oh my god, yeah, I didn't even consider that. How is a quarter of the population under 14?
That's actually insane.
That is wild. I mean, I suppose you'd expect, age to be normally distributed. Like, it just goes up and then goes back down.
I mean, yeah.
You know what a normal distribution looks like, right?
It's like that one graph.
Yeah, hang on. Let me send.
I feel like I
if
do,
anything-
but not 100%.
You will have seen it before. So the middle would be the mean or the middle age. So
Oh right, yeah, like the bell curve.
yeah. So as age is lower, population is lower, and then as it gets higher, it gets higher, up to a point, and then people start dying.
I'd expect an average person to be about 35, 40, honestly.
Yeah.
I guess we have to find this as world. Like, maybe it's more like that in the UK. Because I've looked this up, and the UK, 12.7 million children. Children here are defined as under 16 for this one, so it's a bit different. 67 million for a total. So that's more like 1 in 5?
Oh damn.
1 in 6, something like that.
I prefer that.
Yeah. There's no alarming number of children.
They should stop, honestly.
I agree.
People need to stop reproducing.
Too true. Can we not just, like, get a few years old?
Can we just stop reproduction for like 6 months?
Honestly, like, I think, give it a bit, right? Like, I think they should come in waves, right? Like, I'm fine with people, like, a year older than us, a year younger than us, right? But, like, 2 years younger than us? Not necessarily. They should have took an 18-year break there.
No, I think we should limit. I think we should go back to what China has and limit how many kids you can have.
I feel like that has some unfortunate implications.
Okay, well, so let's change it to how many times you're allowed to give birth.
Okay, so I actually have a genuine question. How do we define giving birth in this?
Having a having a child removed from you from your womb.
Child who survives.
Yes, a child who
Okay.
lives.
What if they... This is a horribly dark topic. What if they die before age 3? Does that count against her? Okay, then press against what you're trying to say here is you want to keep it as a child limit, right?
Yeah.
But you want to make an exception for twins and stuff because that's not really in your control.
Yeah. No. I think twins. No. What I wanted to do was prevent people from disposing of their children, like people in China did.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because that still avoids the child limit. Like, you don't have that child if it's fucking dead on the pavement.
Yeah. Personally, I do not support doing that.
Yeah.
Hot take. The totally straight guys do not support a child abandonment.
I would agree with that. I think that's a good take.
Yes, I'm happy. I will die on that hill, honestly. I will die on that hill because I was abandoned there.
Oh.
Yes. It's very unfortunate.
Damn. Whilst we're on such a lighthearted and humorous topic, which humor are you?
Too true. Now, there's 4 of them. I personally think I'm a bit of a sanguine guy.
Okay,
Sanguine?
Crows, for those that aren't familiar, the 4 humors are... What are the 4 humors?
They're yellow bile, black bile, blood, and phlegm.
Okay.
They are,
Let me explain this, right. So, it's part of a theory of 4 humors, and it's stated that to be healthy, a person needed to have balanced humors, and people would get diseases if they had too much or too little of any humor.
That's where the whole leeches thing comes from. It's like, ooh, you've got too much blood in you, you're too sanguine, let's get that out of there. Well, there's also the bad blood spreading disease thing, but that was part of it.
Yeah, so there's 4 humors. There's choler? Choler? Choler. Or yellow bile, which is considered hot and dry and related to summer and fire. There's blood, which was hot and wet, related to spring and air. Phlegm, which was cold and wet and related to winter and water. And black bile, which is considered cold and dry and related to autumn and the earth.
Too true. And basically, you have too much of these in you. One of these in you in comparison to others, you kind of get a bit fucked up, and also you get depressed if it's one of them. I think that's black bile. I want to say black bile.
That would make sense because that one's cold and dry.
Is it melancholic? Yes, it is.
Personally, I'd say I'm blood, because I often feel hot and wet.
I could respect that, honestly. I think I'd be blood pilled as well, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, as the totally straight guys, we are constantly hot and wet.
Oh, too true, too true. That is both that is the straightest guy thing to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, just guy things, honestly.
I know, right? Like, women will never understand how hard guys have it. Like, they'll... Hear me out.
Go on.
Bear with me on this, okay?
No,
Like,
bear with me.
they'll complain about how they get monthly cramps for like a week when the time of the month comes around, but they don't understand the pain associated with sperm cramps.
No, you're right. You're right.
And
Like, I mean, if you think periods are bad, just imagine all your sperm bleeds, and it just like leaks out of every pore. And this is like not once a month. This is once a day.
it's really case to case, but it's much more frequent, and it cramps just the same, and it just gets
Yes.
excreted from you.
And like, the reason for this is because the sperm is filled with like all the estrogen in your body, so you can be a masculine, manly man, right?
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is the pain of those 4 hours following it, in which you are in the testosterone field of rage and have to do as much exercise as you can. You simply must do 50,000 pull-ups, otherwise your muscles will not develop ever bigger and approach the impending singularity upon which you collapse into a black hole of manliness.
Yeah. And like, this is coupled with the process of the actual excretion of the estrogen,
Oh yeah.
which just is it's so physically exhausting and painful. And don't even
Yes.
get me started on having to clip down your foreskin. That is horrible.
Jesus,
It's
dude,
so annoying.
I hate that part of going to the barber, but like it's so necessary.
Yeah, personally, I've just learned to, like, I don't need the barber to do it. I get a
Oh.
pair of, like, you can get these professional cutting trimming scissors, but I
Yeah.
just use kitchen scissors because they're easier and they're cheaper. There's more blood, and you
Yeah.
know, it's a bit messier, but you know, it's not even like, compared to sperm cramps, it's not even that painful, so
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
totally fine.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like, personally, I've never gotten home. Well, I like a little bit of a fancy cut. Like, I like getting a nice undercut put on it, so
Oh, right.
it's a
okay,
bit
okay.
like, it'd be a bit hard to do that. Like, I mean, I'm sure I could learn, but it's like, is
Yeah,
it
well,
worth my time?
if you style it, then fair enough. I just
Yeah.
get it all off, go completely
Fair
remove
enough,
it on there.
honestly.
And then when it grows back, it grows back. I don't understand people who like grow it out. That just, like,
You
at
know-
that point it feels quite inconvenient and just messy, and I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's quite cool, but like, you have to get through that awkward phase first, and that's like,
Yeah, where
really
it like
awkward.
gets tangled round everywhere. And
Yeah.
it makes the sperm cramps worse too.
Oh, God, yeah. I cannot imagine them getting worse, to be honest.
It's that awkward phase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon if you grow it out like long enough, you can like knot it into like some yo-yo type thing, or I don't know, like a ball? I don't know.
I mean, you should be able, like, logically, right? Logically, you should be able to.
Yeah.
I think there's, like, historically, weren't they, like, used as, what's the word, you know, like, bola. Like, you know, you
Oh,
grow
right.
it out, you
Yeah, yeah,
remove it, you tie it on some rocks and you throw it.
Yeah, I'm sure that could work. I mean, people have definitely adapted it to several use cases over the years. I'm sure there's probably some assassins out there that like use it to grow up people.
Damn. You know, I have to respect the commitment, honestly.
Yeah, like always.
I don't know
on
if
you.
I could survive sharpening it, though.
Well, you don't. I suppose it sort of sharpens itself because if you stretch it enough, it just sort of it becomes very thin and tight, very.
Oh, you're
taut.
right, yeah.
So, and at that point, it's enough to strangle someone.
I guess, yeah. Kind of like ear stretching, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I know. Do you know anyone that's grown theirs out?
I might. I'm not sure. Like he had it grown up for a bit, right?
Right.
But I don't know if he does still because it's like I haven't seen him in a while, you know?
Yeah, and it's a bit awkward to bring up out of the blue as well.
Yeah. Like The only reason I saw it before was because it is cramps triggered.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's always embarrassing also, when they start around other people.
It's a sort of awkward conversation to have, but
Yeah.
you know.
I think the guys all get it though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's only guys here, right?
Yeah, obviously.
The
Just us totally straight guys.
yeah. Only the totally straight ones as well.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, gay people don't actually get sperm cramps.
Oh, I wish that could be me.
Yeah. I know, right? It's just something to how it works, you know?
It sounds optimal.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You know what this reminds me of, actually?
What?
Margaret Thatcher.
This really does remind me of Margaret Thatcher as well, actually.
Just like sperm cramps ruin my day, Margaret Thatcher ruined Britain.
Too true. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Margaret Thatcher. I think
No.
she did a lot of very negative things.
She did. I'd be willing to bet there's some Margaret Thatcher fans out there, some Margaret Thatcher groupies, if you will.
I'm willing to bet there should be less of them.
Yeah, quite probably.
I know, like, what did she even do that was good, though? Because I can't really think of anything. I know she just kind of ruined a lot of lives.
Yeah. I don't know what she did full stop, to be honest.
You know what, fair enough. She's kind of like the Reagan of Britain.
Oh, right.
Like, yeah,
So
she
you expect me to know what Reagan did?
ruined the country.
Oh, right.
No, like, unironically, half of America's problems you can trace. Well, maybe even more. You can trace back to either Nixon or Reagan.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, Reagan was the trickle on economics guy. Which is obviously not how it works. You want me to see what Margaret Thatcher did? One of the big things she's famous for though is like the miners, not like minors, like miners.
I know something there happened with miners. I don't know what it was.
There were massive strikes, and she was at fault. Okay, here we go. Margaret Hilda Thatcher, Baroness Thatcher. I'm not reading that. Political clear. Okay. Let's just wait until she's the Iron Lady.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's the Iron Lady, by the way. Fun fact. Prime Minister. Minorities. That's the first thing in the section of her being the Prime Minister, by the way. Minorities. She was very Tory. Let's just read.
Okay, but can you blame her for that? Like, she just liked money. I like money. I'm
True.
sure you like money as well.
Oh yeah, obviously. That's why I'm divorcing Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
The love
so-
isn't worth not having all of his money.
Exactly.
Thatcher objected to the number of Asian immigrants. Okay, so refugees fled Vietnam via Bolton ship following the end of the Vietnam War, right?
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher had a real problem with the number of them that were trying to settle in the UK.
Right.
So she was saying, yes, no refugees here, please, thanks. Let's see. You're with Queen Elizabeth, apparently. Their relationship came under scrutiny? What? Oh, wow. They did not like each other, apparently. The Queen's press secretary said that the Queen felt that Thatcher's policies were uncaring, confrontational, socially diverse.
Yeah. Well, that's our Queen Liz, though. She cares
Yeah.
and she loves the country, and that's why we love her
Exactly.
back.
Too true, and she truly does survive all else, and she would never die.
No,
is what I'm
no.
saying.
Unfortunately, she didn't care enough to actually reject any of the policies,
Oh yeah, no.
which
And
she can
does
do,
have a
by the
part-
way. Yes, she
Oh,
can
damn.
reject
Goddamn.
literally any policy. She can just say no, and it won't happen.
I guess it would cause a bunch of problems if she said no, right? But like, you'd think you'd do it at least once before you died.
Yeah, it depends on the policy, I suppose. But like, if Thatcher had bad policies, the Queen was well within her right to just
Yeah.
reject them.
Damn. Well, common Queen L, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all the economic stuff. I can't be bothered reading this. I will not lie, but the gist of it is, rich people more money, poor people less money.
Sounds about right. Sounds about the direction we're headed.
Yeah, pretty much. I just want to see the mine strikes. Oh yes, the IRA tried to start it. I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of stuff here and it's on Wikipedia and I don't, because you know, she was the Prime Minister, there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
But the gist of it is that Yeah, she was a classic Tory. Hate the poor, love the rich, fuck the people who aren't identical to me in every way kind of Tory.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, is there any other kind of Tory?
You're right, there isn't.
No, I didn't think so.
Actually, can you name one Tory who's alright? Like, not good, but alright.
No, no, I don't think I can. No one comes to mind.
I just had a sentence that I could not share on YouTube pop into my head.
Oh, go on, go on. I'll censor it.
Oh yeah, it was the only good Tory is. But I think that's a call for violence, and I'm also not sure if I fully advocate for the murder of people based on their political party.
Yeah.
It seems a little bit.
It seems a little bit par for the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this is what starts wars, politics.
Yeah. And it just kind of, I feel like it's pushing in the direction that it ends with a guillotine, but I feel like it's not I'm not against a bit of guillotining, right?
Yeah.
But not everyone deserves to be guillotined.
Yeah.
Like, the Iron Lady Maggie Thatcher? Yeah, why? That seems reasonable, right? But some random dude who just kind of had opinions, maybe not.
Well, that's exactly what happened during the French Revolution, though. It was just the higher-ups. So, do you reckon we should have a British Revolution?
Now, I'm not saying that we should have a French Revolution, but in Britain.
But we should have
but
a revolution.
I am saying that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think we can invent a cooler contraption than the guillotine with modern technology.
Oh, I think you're right.
I want some Rube Goldberg machine.
Oh, damn. That is... I can't even imagine. I'm overwhelmed by ideas and possibilities, to be honest.
Oh, same, honestly.
Well, I'm sure the Crows will sort it.
Yeah.
In good time, in good time.
I mean, it's called a merge of crows for a reason.
Yeah. It's also called the Crow Insurgents for a reason.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't sure if they want us to share that, but you know what? I think you're right. Yeah.
Well, we've shared it before, and they've been fine. Because, like,
yeah.
I think they need to publicize, right? Because they need to make people aware that they are a threat and that they are coming.
You're right.
We just don't know where they are, who they are, what they look like. Well, they look like crows, but, you know, no specifics, only that they exist and that there needs to be that ever-present threat to keep everyone on their toes.
Yeah. Okay, now this is pretty unrelated. Well, it kind of is. It's about politicians, right? Like, there's this whole thing, like, this story. Have you heard the George Washington tree story?
No.
Well, the story is, like, George Washington's a child, right? And he gets an axe or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But he cuts down his dad's cherry tree, right?
Right.
And the reason that this is a story that's meant to be, it's meant to, like, demonstrates honesty, because his father comes back and he's like, who cut down my cherry tree? And he's like, Father, I cannot tell a lie. It was me. I cut down your cherry tree. It's meant to be like, you know, he's such an honest dude, right? He's like, ooh, I told him I was honest, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Why did he cut down that cherry tree? Like, he could have just not done that. It just seems like a dick move.
Yeah. Yeah, he could. It's the whole thing with, like, with great power comes great responsibility, but you don't understand the responsibility until you have great power.
It's great power in this instance an axe.
Yes, yeah, it is. Because before he physically couldn't cut down the cherry tree, but then he got an axe, and, like, the world was his oyster. Like, there's a saying for this, it's everything looks like a nail when you have a hammer.
Yeah, I guess that's reasonable.
And everything looks like I suppose in this case, cherry tree when you have an axe.
Too true. Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. If I had an axe, I would cut down a cherry tree. No, I wouldn't. They're beautiful. I would cut down a lame-ass tree.
I don't know what that looks like. Is it just a boring-ass tree?
Yeah, it's a boring-ass tree.
Okay, I searched it up. The only trees that have popped up are Christmas trees.
Those are pretty lame-ass trees, to be fair.
Oh, you're... I've been played.
You have.
This was literally a D's nuts joke. It was literally a D's nuts joke.
Yes.
Joe really just went Sugma, and I went, who's Sugma? Crows, I think that brings us to the conclusion of this episode.
Yes.
Yes.
You could say.
You could say that. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
It's been a blast as ever.
I hope your sperm cramps are mild or as close to it as possible.
Yes, yeah, and that your foreskin doesn't grow too fast.
Oh yeah, unless you want that, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Just that you reach the ideal length that you're after.
Yeah, that's what we're all chasing.
Yeah, yeah. That's the ultimate goal in a straight man's life, to be honest.
Squawk you later.
Squawk you later.